Hello everyone, and like we've announced in the previous video, this is the first ever game where the Evans Gambit was employed, or well, should I say sort of employed, as there's also a game that was played 3 years prior to this game, where the Evans Gambit was also played between these two gentlemen, between William Davis Evans and the Irish master Alexander MacDonald. However, that game was not actually the Evans Gambit, but it kind of transposed into the Evans Gambit. So we're going to show that game as well, but it's important to show this one. This one was from London 1829, and the one that we're going to show after this one is London 1826, when William Davis Evans became a ship captain and he traveled to London. Now there's a couple of very interesting things I'm going to mention about that after the game, but first now let's check out the game, as it is very exciting. So William Davis Evans, the inventor of the Evans Gambit, opens with e4, as one might expect. We have e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, and bishop to c4. We have bishop to c5, the Gioco Piano is on the board, and of course now it's no mystery that the Evans Gambit is on the board. Now in the game that was played 3 years prior to this game, castles was played, and then this was met with the d6 and b4, and after all the usual stuff, the game transposed into the Evans Gambit. But so I don't know if this is actually the Evans Gambit, the original game, or the one 3 years before this one, but we're gonna show both so you guys know what's happening. So b4, the Evans Gambit is officially on the board for the first time. We have bishop captures on b4. We always mention that it's not at all great to capture with the knight, because then you just allow white complete development in the center. c3 kicks away the knight, and then d4 with an attack on the bishop. So bishop captures on b4. Best way of refuting the Evans Gambit is by accepting it. c3, and now usually if this was a modern game, we'd either see bishop a5, bishop d6, or bishop to e7. What we would not see is bishop to c5, because this is exactly what happens, even if you capture with the knight. So this is not a great square for the bishop. However, in those days, you didn't really know such things. There were no opening books, there were no, databases online, and so on. So here, while you could strike immediately with the d4, here Evans goes for castles. We have knight to f6, now preparing the castle also, but of course white will not allow this. We have d4, e captures, and now c captures. And now you see the full problem of the bishop being on c5. White now has a spectacular central control here. d4 comes with tempo, or rather c captures and d4 comes with tempo. You have to move the bishop, and when this is played, now black still doesn't get the castle because white has e5. And this is something that will happen quite often in the Italian game if you fail to play d6 at some point. So e5, and now black needs to decide what to do with your knight. Well, you could move it, let's say knight e4, but then just queen to e2, and the knight has nowhere to go. You'd have to go for something like d5, and then e captures on d6 en passant. Bishop to f5 defending, and now knight c3, you just pile up on the knight here, and it's not possible to defend the knight. You could try something like castles, and after capture spinning the knight, but this doesn't work, because here white just goes all out with bishop captures on f7 check, king captures, and now queen to c4 check, and once the king moves to f8, bishop a3, and well, you're just completely lost here. There's no defense against pawn captures here. You might try some ideas, let's say captures, but then just knight captures, attacking the rook, again threatening some nasty discoveries, also threatening queen f7 checkmate, so nothing, of course you have to prevent checkmate, but then just knight captures on b7, wins the queen, easy game for white. So this is only one of the things that can happen if you play knight to e4. So here MacDonald played d5, blocking the bishop, and now we have captures on f6, we have d captures on c4, and now rook to e1 with check, asking black, do you want to block with the bishop, or do you want to play king to f8? Now, blocking with the bishop looks nice, but the problem is after something like captures and this and attacking the queen, knight c3 and d5 is coming, and there is really no good defense against this. For example, queen d6, you're just going to go knight to c3, and now this is coming. There's no defense against that. The bishop prevents black from castling. You also cannot go here with the king. So you might try capturing this, but then just knight e4, and now knight f6 is coming. The queen is under attack. Everything just gets destroyed. Captures. For example, queen to c6, getting out of harm's way, but now knight f6 check. And after king e7, you can capture with a double check. Then you can do pretty much whatever you like. You can trade queens, move the knight, promote the pawn, and so on. So really, nothing good happens if you play bishop to e6 here. So king to f8 by McDonald, and now bishop to a3 with check. We have king to g8, and now striking in the center with d5. So again, if you don't want to lose material, you have to move knight a5, and now comes bishop to e7, attacking the queen and defending the f6 pawn. So the queen has to move. We have queen to d7, and now f captures on g7 with an attack on the rook. Of course, you need to capture this. King captures on g7 is played, and now queen to d2. And now queen to g5 is coming, so you need to prevent this. And here there is this position has actually been reached in 2016, where black tried h6 and still lost terribly. However, here in those days in 1829, we have queen to g4, now guarding against this queen to g5 check idea, and it is also as of move 16 that this position has never been reached again. However, now the position is still completely lost for black, and William Davis Evans, the great inventor of the Evans Gambit, goes queen to c3 with check. And now there's a problem. The bishop guards these two squares, the queen completely controls this diagonal, so you might go back, or you might try some just running with the king. If you go something like king to h6, then bishop to g5 is coming, and there's not much you can do. For example, here king g6, king h6, bishop g5 check. You're gonna go king somewhere, but if you go here, then it's just check, king moves, and it's just a very nice checkmate. You can go king h5, queen captures on f7 is checkmate, as the bishop and knight nicely control these two squares. So here, after queen to c3 check, McDonald went king to g8, but now there's an even bigger problem. We've reached a position from the thumbnail, and you know what that means. Feel free to pause the video and find the incredible mate in 3 while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on spotting the brilliant queen sacrifice. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it's yes, queen captures on h8, getting the king in front of the check, and then just moving the bishop so rook to e8 can deliver checkmate. Very simple stuff. So queen captures with check, everything completely forced. Only move is king captures on h8. Now, bishop to f6 check, only move king to g8, or you can block with the queen, doesn't really help. If the queen blocks, it's still rook to e8 checkmate, you do not go after the queen. But here, McDonald went king to g8, and now rook to e8 is checkmate. Well, now there's just nothing more to be done here. So really incredible stuff. Now, whether this is the first game where the Evans Gambit was employed or the one in 1826, we're going to show both of them, as this one, some say that this one wasn't an actual game, that this was more of an analysis between Evans and McDonald, but the one from 1826 where the position transposed into the Evans Gambit was definitely a game. So we're going to show that one, but just in case you guys don't consider that to be the actual Evans Gambit, then you can also talk to your friends at the bar at the library about this one. But yeah, also one fun fact that I found on Wikipedia about William Davis Evans, as he was a ship captain, he was also an inventor, and his most famous invention was the three-colored lighting on the naval vessels, designed to prevent collisions at night. For this invention, he was awarded £1,500 by the British government and a gold chronometer and £200 from the Tsar of Russia. So really incredible stuff. I tried Googling this to really understand what, I understand what this invention is. I just couldn't find the actual one. So if any of you is a ship captain, do write in the comments what this is actually, so we can, all increase our vast knowledge. And also, if you've noticed lately, I'm really running out of quotes to use above the board. I will start, using them all the way from the beginning, as I should. But you are more than welcome to, reply to this video with a hashtag quote, and then, suggest your favorite quote. I'm gonna, once I wake up tomorrow, let's say I'm going to filter this entire video with the hashtag quote filter, and then I'm going to use all of your quotes, save them for later, and I'm going to be using your favorite quotes, maybe by your favorite philosopher or your favorite, you know, artist or singer or movie star, or, you know, just athlete, you know, just anything. So you feel free to suggest quotes so we can use that as well. So yeah, that's the game, the so-called first ever game where the Evans Gambit was played between these two gentlemen. I do hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, we're going to cover the other one as well. I would like to thank Ciro De Simon, Alan Eriksson, Jesse Usoali, Elliot Joseph, and Boris Kogan for a contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing the coverage of the good stuff, checking up on your wonderful suggestions, and whatever else happens in the chess world. So thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day, and see you soon with the one that was played before this one. Have an excellent rest of your day.